Ole.
Nathaniel.
Carlos.
Wanker.
Pendejo.
Beer.
The Nathaniel and Carlos Beer Tasting Show podcast.
Jesus Christ, Carlos, why don't you wait for the show to start?
Oh, man, I always get here early. I don't know about you.
It's called pre-gaming.
Ole.
So, how are you doing this morning?
Well, man, I got some yard work to do, and I'm doing everything I can to not do it, but I think by the end of the day, we're going to be okay.
All right. It's going to be about 40 degrees out there. You know that, right?
I mean, that's what I was hoping, because yesterday it was like 128. I was like, nah, it's all right. Let the grass grow, I say. Let the grass grow.
It's going to be in the 90s for you, mate.
Pendejo.
Afraid so. So I hope you're wearing something nice and cool and not that stupid red thing.
No, man, I still got the red thing on, because you got to see me from a distance, but underneath the red thing, I've kind of got it to, like, I got a pair of shorts on and a muscle shirt and some sandals. So, man, I look like the dude from the Big Lebowski.
You're just going to abide, huh?
No, Carlos abides, I say.
Excellent. Well, okay. So what have we got this morning to talk about?
Well, we gotta talk about Opal and Jade, the off-color treasures. They're doing their thing again this Saturday at 7 p.m. This one's gonna be pirate themed. Olele.
Of course it is. Let me get the progression right again. So we've gone from the dumpster fire. No, sorry. I can't even remember how far we've gone. This has gone off the rails entirely, and now we're on a ship.
Ole. Hey, man. Do you know what a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet is?
If you say I'm going to come over there and probably laugh because I like that joke too.
Arr.
Yeah. Hey, okay, all right, then I've got one for you. Pirate walks into a bar with a paper towel on his head. Bartender asks, hey, what's up with that paper towel? Pirate goes, I've got a bounty on me head. Arr.
Ole. That's the quicker picker-upper, I say.
Oh, getting this morning off to a great start.
Bounty is the quicker picker-upper.
Hey, man. I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but we gotta talk about something that happened this past week. In the Renaissance Fair community, man, we lost a good one this week. Larry Collins, you'll know him as Chiron the Centaur. He's been around forever. He's one of those guys that you come out there and you just look for. You always expect to see him. Like, remember the troll back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just one of those people that's just always been there. But unfortunately, we lost him this week. Some friends have put up a fund on the Facebook. It's the Emergency Respite Fund.
It is not to help his wife Irene or Midian and his daughter in these hard times.
We're going to miss him more so than we ever could. But if I'm going to put a link up, if anyone wants to put a donation there and help that family out a little bit, yeah, we're going to miss you, guy.
So one of my earliest memories of him was, in fact, a picture I saw on the burgeoning internet back then of him using a porta potty in full Centaur.
Ole.
I think it's still floating around on the internet somewhere, but if you want to look that up, the guy was all over the interwebs. I've actually seen him at other fairs and not just this one and show it. I think I've spotted him at one or two others that I've been to. But he was a fixture in our community, and it's a sad thing that we've lost him.
I remember one time I was doing just a search of the Renaissance fairs, and he was the second picture.
Yes.
Just in a random search. We're going to miss you, Larry, so much. Very much.
It's going to be weird without you this coming season.
Ole.
Carlos, did you ever want to figure out a place where you could learn more about, your local Texas beers?
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I learned a lot talking to our friend Alan Ward at Burgerdoon Brewery, but what did you find, Essay?
I found TexasBeerSpot.com. We will post the link down below in the comments. They specialize in Texas craft brews and local Texas beers and beer news related to Texas breweries and beer. It's a good spot. I actually learned about one of the beers we're going to be drinking today, later on in the show, from TexasBeerSpot.com. All-purpose resource. Are you looking this up, Carlos?
Yeah, man. I gotta get my eyes on it so I don't sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, look at that logo. They got a cute little dog on it. That's adorable.
Proves that Carlos is actually working for this show and not just being my feeder.
I do so much work, you have no idea.
It's it's called research before the show, but I applaud your workmanlike qualities.
Hey man, something else I found on the interwebs essay. Have you ever heard of the Southern Smoke Foundation?
No, I have not.
Yeah, man. What they do, they provide assistance to people in the food and the beverage industry. Essay. And what happened is Chris Shepard is the guy who started it to help his friend out. And then when Hurricane Harvey happened, he was like, "Hey man, we can help out the people in the food and beverage industry." Odele, and they raised like $500,000 to help people out. With what's going on right now, essay, they've pushed their focus in this direction. Essay, with the pandemic and everything, man. And they've already put together almost $1.3 million to help people out. And yeah, and we're gonna have the link down below. Chris Shepard, his credo right now is take care of our own essay. So you're gonna be able to click in the link below the video, and you can donate, because what's happening right now is they cannot hold their usual events and their festivals and stuff to raise money. So right now they're 100% dependent on people going online and donating what they can.
See, now this is what I like about our community, especially the service providers like them, and generally people who are, I guess, considered essential. If something goes down, we bond together and try to bring it back up. I remember something similar way back during the days of Katrina and New Orleans and this part of Houston, where when things went to hell, it didn't really go to hell here. We just budge together and let's keep going. Let's do this kind of thing.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
That just shows that some damn fine resilience or something. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with this. On to something even worse now.
Ole.
Did you know that there is a beer shortage in Mexico?
I figured, man. I've heard some rumors essay with some of the bigger places closing down because of what's going on.
Yeah, we reported on that a while back, that breweries in Mexico were considered non-essential, causing massive overbuying and panic buying and now shortages. And in fact, there is some black market smuggling and price gouging, somewhere on the order of 600% over retail. And that's just sad. Just sad. So I'm going to bring it back up a bit because I don't like being sad this early in the morning when I'm about...
Hey man, hold on, man. You're bumming me. Why is this the sad episode? It's bumming me out.
I've got this, Carlos. I've got this. So I found a new sport. And it is a particular sport related to our ideas and our interests. It's called beer ticking.
Hey man, is that like the luge?
That'd be way more fun. No, unfortunately. I found this the other evening when I was just cruising around the internet, and there is a sport, not so much a sport, but an interest, a hobby, I guess, called beer ticking, specifically in Britain and the UK, where blokes go around to pubs and local breweries and stuff and try new beers and then mark them off. It's literally called, ticking a check mark next to this beer you've tried.
That's what they do on your side of town, huh?
The undisputed champion of beer tickers in England is a bloke named Brian Moore, who, as of 2016, has sampled 60,000 beers over the last 30 years.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to do some quick math to break that down, but I think it's somewhat on the order of 2,000 beers a year.
It sounds like my dating history essay.
Oh, it sounds like your divorce history as well.
Man, I wasn't going to go there, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
And like all things in the 21st century, if you want to take up this new sport yourself, there is an app for that. I found a beer ticking app on the Play Store. I'm not sure about iOS or anything like that, but if you go to the Play Store and type in beer ticking app, it will pop right up.
It's going to take you like 3 years to get caught up on that.
60,000. I've challenge accepted.
Ole.
I've actually already started right now. The 3 that we're going to taste this morning going in my ticking list.
Hey man, did you hear what happened on May 1st, essay?
No, what happened on May 1st?
On May 1st in Denver, Colorado, man, this place called the Emporium. And it's funny because it's a wordplay. In the middle of it, it's P-O-U-R. Olele. So it's called the Emporium.
I get it now.
Ole. They released a new beer. And of course, I'm going to bring this one up. It's called A Plethora of Piñatas Mexican Lager, essay.
A plethora of piñatas I love Mexican lagers.
Ole. And it's crafted with a flake corn in the grain and the beer that's imparted with a soft mouthful and tinge of malt sweetness on the finish. Ole. It's light, clean, crisp, and it's at a 4.9 essay.
So is there a place where we can perhaps get that here?
No. No, man, they don't got it here.
I would be quite interested in trying this, if only to say that I tried a plethora of piñatas.
Ole, hey, man, things are different. I say we would just make a trip up there.
Ugh. It's cold in Colorado.
Yeah, man, it's funny. They got the name of the beer, A Plethora of Piñatas. They got it from the quote of the Three Amigos, Remember the movie?
Yes.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas?
where three blokes liberate a town from El Guapo.
Ole, but they're just actors, man. Just the actors are. Let me tell you, man. I don't like actors, pendejo.
Okay.
Well, because actors, man, they always lying to you. Because that's not them, essay. That's not really them.
You cannot see this close, but I am looking at my paper that I'm writing on. Very funny.
What I really don't like is the ones that use like an over-the-top fake voice, and you know it's not real.
I got a little something caught in my throat. Right.
I don't like those guys.
No, I don't either. Not at all. Like the guy can be from somewhere here in Southeast Texas, but he pretends to be from bloody hell, I don't know, France.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. The last time I met a guy playing a French guy, man, he wasn't even good at it. Ole. Hey man, you hear anything weird recently?
Oh, in fact, I have, Carlos, because you know what time it is. Weird beer facts. Do you have cynosilicophobia?
I mean, I got a lot of things, but I don't think I got that one.
You might, in fact, do, because it is the fear of an empty beer glass.
Oh, no.
I'm not so much afraid of them as I think it's just tragic and should not exist.
Well, and if I'm at home, that's the thing. If I'm at home, you can't be mad at nobody because I did it to myself.
Exactly. I mean, typically have Eliza here, but she's somewhere else right now, so.
Yeah, man, where is Eliza? We were just talking about that, and she complaining, and she not showing up, and then she show up and made me look stupid, and now she gone again.
She has her own pursuits and interests. She's a woman of her own world, I suppose, and she can do whatever she wants. I'm not going to tie her down.
Well, maybe she'll be on next week. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'll see what I can do. Did you know beer is the most popular alcoholic drink in the world with nearly 50 billion gallons consumed annually?
I am not surprised, I say.
50 billion gallons. I tried looking up a comparison of what 50 billion gallons was, and all I could see was Noah's Ark flood.
I'm gonna guess Hawaiian Punch is a close second.
Well, is that alcohol? I suppose. I mean,
man, that stuff is good, I say. 7 fruits are blended for a taste. It's one of a kind, but keep your eyes on Punchy, I say, because he'll get you every time.
1985, Cole, they want the commercial back.
Hey, how about a nice Hawaiian Punch?
Sure. Oh, no, man, it's too late. It's public domain.
So, Carlos, in 1963, Heineken developed beer bottles that could double as glass bricks to build houses.
Oh, man, they got some engineers working there, I say.
So, yeah, they did this in an effort to get rid of public waste. So they figured, hey, if this bloke's going to drink a whole lot, he's going to drink enough to build a house. So here's some bricks for him to do that.
I mean, when I lived in Austin, sometimes I would have too much to drink, and I would just leave my public waste on the side of the building.
You and Ozzy both.
Ole.
So, Carlos, you've been to McDonald's, yes?
Have you seen me in a tight shirt?
Yes. Okay. There are some places in Europe that you can buy beer at a McDonald's.
I did know this, in fact, actually.
That's excellent. Yeah, France, Germany, Portugal, South Korea, those McDonald's all offer beers on their menu. And I think that should take off here. I think they should start that here because I'm pretty certain that if I walked in half a sheet to the wind before I even ordered that Big Mac, it would probably sit much better with me.
Yeah, man, because you would team it up with like 6 chicken sandwiches and a couple of McDoubles.
It wouldn't stop, really, if you just had the bar separate from the actual counter where you ordered, or even, hell, just from your table. Walk up, here, mine's a pint. Grab a pint, go sit down. Nuggets sound good right now. Click, boom, swipe, nuggets.
You'll be the drunk guy at the counter like, hey, man, how come y'all don't have a big, long box like Taco Bell? Just put a bunch of cheeseburgers in there, say.
That's a great... Nuggets. Nuggets alone could fill that box.
Well, that man, you could bring in a KFC bucket and go, hey, man, fill that with french fries, I say. Ole.
So, strongest beer in the world. What's the strongest beer you've ever had?
Man, that's like asking me what's the cutest redhead, man. They're up pretty hot.
So what would you do if I told you that there is a beer that is 67.5% ABV?
I would start ordering only that one every night.
You would only need one.
Ole.
It's called Snake Venom. It's brewed by a Scottish brewery called Brewmeister. To put this into perspective for you, the average vodka is about 40%. This one is 67.5. I could not find any pictures of this on the interwebs. I'm going to go ahead and out on a limb and say it's some kind of imperial stout. And I can only imagine that this stuff is like drinking coffee, but with an alcoholic kick, as if somebody put Everclear in your coffee. 67.5%. Bloody hell. We do have a mission now, Carlos. We have to try this.
That is more than like all of our beers today times 3.
I don't know if I have anything in my personal liquor cabinet that even kind of equals that. That's crazy.
I used to drink a lot of the. I just like Captain Morgan has like the 99 proof.
I'm a huge fan of Everclear, and it's 180 proof. But this is a beer, fuzzy and delicious with a head and lacing and all that stuff, and it can knock you on your butt quicker than 3-4 shots of vodka.
You know, you bring up Everclear. The last time I had Everclear, like a lot of it, I was with my German friend Arnold Schleisenheimer. You know.
Yes.
We were drinking the Everclear, and he tried to tell me, oh, you cannot keep up with me. So I tried to essay. The night went crazy. Like I was salsa dancing with my friend's mother at one point, and at one point I was unswallowing, and the girl I was with that night was having to catch my collar like a cat and just hold me up while I was, and then she just kind of sit me back up. And I don't remember completely what happened, but I do know that when I woke up the next day, we were at a different house, and I had no idea whose house it was.
I believe the last time I actually had anything with Everclear in it, I was with you and Igor at the Puffin over at the Sherwood.
Ole!
We'd sit there watching those belly dances for hours and hours, and I would say, all right, boys, it's time for a shot, if you remember that. And there we were.
I guess I don't, because maybe the Everclear is why. I remember the gatherings, but I did not know we were passing around Everclear. Wow.
It was flavored, so you didn't know, but prime ingredient in that stuff was Everclear.
You sneaky bastard. And you know why you got to be careful with the Everclear?
Why?
It's the invisible intoxicant essay.
It's called Everclear.
So I'm going to toss another offhanded plug in here while we're still talking about this one. There's a channel on the YouTube called the Try Channel, and it's Irish people trying different stuff. And this is my new spirit animal, in fact. If you go to this Try Channel on the YouTube, and there's this one episode, they're only about 5 or 6 minutes long, where they try America's strongest liquors. I'll send you the link later. If you want to, you can post it. It's hilarious. One of the things they do is, in fact, Everclear is the last shot. I don't think they know the reputation of Everclear here, but they soon will learn.
Is it time for the main event?
I think so. I'm looking at an empty glass, and my cynosilicophobia is starting to kick in.
Well, man, just put a lotion on it and let's get started.
Ordinarily, I'd have Eliza for this, but like we said earlier, she's not here.
I'm pendejo. She hasn't been here for the first, 3 episodes.
I know. She's slacking. I'm going to cut her pay. All right, Carlos.
No, Eliza came back last week to spike the ratings, and it didn't work.
Well, it's because there's no video. One day.
When things clear up, we're going to start making guest appearances, because we haven't mentioned them yet today, but I've been talking to Daytona and Dallas Brewery. They're dying for us to come over.
I'm dying to go back, too. Okay, Carlos, are you ready to begin?
Ole!
Our first beer this morning is Wasatch Brewery, the Polygamy Nitro Porter. And, oh, wow. I'm starting to pour, Carlos, while I'm pouring. Do you want to tell them about it?
Ole, the Polygamy Nitro Porter. ABV is 6%. It's gonna have kind of a dark chocolate bitter coffee caramel to it with a charred grain woodiness. Man, I guess there's a snake in your boot.
I could swear to you that I just poured a pint of Guinness or Bellhaven. This is some stout looking beer. All right, Carlos, you want to do the first toast?
All right, man, I got the toast. You ready?
All right, bugs up.
Bugs up. Here's to doing and drinking, not sitting and thinking. Ole.
All right then. 3, 2, 1. I could just swear I just took a sip of Guinness with some coffee in it. It's very strong though. I mean, I'm going to need a nap and a burger after this. Sweet and heavy on the malt. Not terribly hoppy, but it is super malt forward. It's not the worst thing I've ever had. It's about like drinking a bit of Guinness. There's more coffee on the back end than I was expecting.
It's not like somebody spilled coffee in your yoo-hoo?
No, I'm not getting the chocolate they were talking about. It's way more coffee than anything.
Is it something you'd drink again?
I probably would. I don't think I'd go out of my way. If it was offered, I'd be like, oh, absolutely, pull me up. It's not something I'd probably go and order myself, though. I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't tell anybody about it.
Now, did that 6% kind of jump out at you, or is it cleverly hidden in there?
Not yet. I'm not. I just stood up and because I need to go wash out this glass because there is significant lacing. But I'm not feeling it yet. That could be that I only had half a can so far.
Oh, there.
Okay, on to our next one then. This will be Boomtown Blonde from Spindletap, a local brewery here in Houston area. All right, Carlos, as I'm pouring, go ahead and give them the deets.
Ole. This is Boomtown Blonde from Spindletap, as he said. We're looking at a 5.5% biscuit malts with moderate yeast presence. Man, I think they make a lotion for that. It's going to be an interesting one, I say.
It's yellow and not at all transparent. This is cloudy as all get out.
Well,
So,
it is called Boomtown Blonde, I say.
that's that's true.
It's trying to have more fun.
Getting some it's like an IPA that just couldn't quite commit. That's what I'm smelling.
It's funny because you had the polygamy first time, and now you got the blonde that doesn't want to commit.
And on that note, Carlos, I'm going to dedicate this toast to Eliza. So mugs up. No matter how beautiful, smart, and full of class, to somebody somewhere, she's a pain in the ass.
Ole.
That's you, Eliza. 3, 2, 1. Like I said, it's like an IPA that couldn't quite commit.
Are you getting that red dog?
It's not bad. I would probably drink this before I would hit a regular IPA by any stretch. It's almost there. It's trying to be one thing, but not quite making it.
Are you getting the biscuit?
No, I'm getting the citrusy hops, like a lot.
Because you know how much of a big fan I am of biscuits. You're supposed to get a biscuit when you do something right.
Scooby snack. Like I said, it's like an IPA that just couldn't quite make it. It was almost, it's too much for a blonde, but not enough for an IPA.
Well, you know something that Carlos has never been too much for a blonde.
I know, that's odd.
Yeah, man, Carlos is a sucker for the redheads and the brunettes and the blondes. No, Carlos likes the blondes.
Ole. I like to think he's either just enough or they just don't tell their friends about me.
That's probably it right there. Boomtown Blonde, Spindletap, guys, keep trying. Pick one and stick with it. Either make a blonde or make an IPA. Don't try to go for the middle ground there. It's just not working. I mean, if they keep working on this recipe, they've got something. They've either got a very light IPA that's probably going to sell pretty well here, or they've got a very tough blonde that will again sell pretty well, but right now they're just flat in the middle, and it's not wowing me in either one way.
Ole. So let's get to that third one, because I'm seeing good things about that third one.
All right, Tex. This can is white, like really white. I had trouble seeing the text on it at one point, except for the red and blue Tex beer on the front.
Like it's trying to dance, but not quite getting it.
It's like a chef's deputy call that you can almost see, but not quite until you're right up on it.
Hey, man, if they pull us over, you tell them I've been with you all day, yeah?
So this is Eighth Wonder Tex. It is a blonde ale. Carlos?
Ole. So we're going downstairs with these last three. This one's a 4.3. There is no IBU. You're looking at a malt blend of Two Row and Pilsner and Centennial and Hallertan Middle Fruit hops.
Now this is a blonde. This is what I think of when I see a blonde ale. It is transparent, see-through, unlike that last one where I can see the window and the outside. So I'm not getting a lot on the nose. Mild hoppiness. I don't know. Maybe it'll come through when I taste it better. I could just be smelling the last beer. So anyway, mugs up.
Ole. May all of your ups and downs be ones you can manage and hopefully not break the box spring.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is delightful. It is light and flavorful, way more than I was getting from the smell. It is mild body, but it is tasty. The reviews on this were right, Carlos. This is a damn fine beer.
Oh, Lemon, what did I tell you? I saved this one for last. I had a gut feeling, essay.
Yeah, I'm liking this, and I'm definitely tasting the Pilsner hops in it. It's got that sweet fruitiness on the back there that they typically impart. It's nice. I would heartily suggest this one to anybody trying out who wants a decent drinkable blonde ale. Ooh, yes, fruity.
I think that's what everybody wants out of life, I thought.
That's a blonde ale. They should. I like this. I would recommend this. Eighth Wonder, well done on your Tex. This is a fine beer.
We have a winner.
And it's not too strong, even though I'm starting to feel it now from the Nitro and the other one as well.
I think Eighth Wonder, man. Don't worry, we're gonna have your link at the bottom. You just earned a plug. Ole.
You did earn a plug. Oh, well done, guys. Yes. So I only had cold pizza this morning as a reheat, so I don't have a huge foundation for all this. So I think we're going to go ahead and end it there, Carlos. If you have anything else to add, I would like it now.
Ole. I think we're in a good place to end as we end on a good beer, ending ending on a good note. Oh, everybody, we say it every week. We're gonna keep saying it. So please like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends, man. You never know, they might like it. Hey, man, you guys share it too. Share, like, subscribe, get it out there. Olele. And don't forget, we got our Venmo. You guys can maybe help us keep the things going. Throw a little bit here. I understand the times are hard, but if you got a little bit, throw it our way. If not, that's okay. Just keep listening, keep sharing. Olele.
It takes $11 to fund 2 shows. That's it. $11. That's all we need. I will see you next week.
Olele. And hey, man, just because we haven't done it in a little bit, we don't forget about you, Earlobe Nick, Lilith. We know you're out there. Mr. James Graham, thank you all for listening. We hope to see you next week.
Cheers, mates. Next week.
Adios.
I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going.
Thank you.